See so many wonderful, great to see so many wonderful faces. I am excited to have you guys joining me today. If you guys want to jump on screen, I would love to see you because we're doing this. Typically, I'm doing these as a webinar, and this time we decided to do this as a meeting so I can see all your glorious faces and we can get into deeper conversations. And that's my real goal here today as we are diving into authority rising. And this is all about finding that message that you're taking out into the world, what it is you want to be known as a thought leader, and how you're building your brand in a time where I think it's really important to be able to stay on top of these all the noise that's out in the world, and how do we keep our voices out in the world in bigger ways that keeps clients coming our way. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be talking about how authority attracts clients and influence and opportunity. So that's where we are going today. As you guys are logging in, drop into the chat a little bit about, just say who you are and where you're joining us from. I'm seeing so many wonderful faces that I've had conversations with, and a few new ones that I haven't had conversations with. So welcome, welcome. For those of you who are new to me, I am Cami Gilner. I am a business coach for Changemaker women, and I believe that women's wisdom is the medicine our earth needs. I have been working with women entrepreneurs for over 15 years now, helping them raise up their voice and their visibility and grow businesses that they love. I've been doing thought leadership for even longer than that. I came out of the corporate world of bringing in the fact that I helped build thought leaders in the corporate world, and today I get to help do that and help create movements, right? Really help women create a movement with their voice, with what they're doing. I have a long-standing podcast that's called Extraordinary Women Radio. If you haven't been on that, it's in the top 1.5% of podcasts. I have my Extraordinary Women Ignite conference. We'll be doing the 12th Ignite conference coming up in November. So this is a room full of amazing women coming together, all about raising up their voices. So that's a little bit from me. And I'm excited I'm just truly obsessed with raising up women's voices. So as you guys are jumping in here, please drop into the chat where you're joining us from and just what you do. So, and just so wonderful to see so many wonderful faces, and welcome, welcome, welcome. So 2026 is truly a year that I want women to own their voice and to step into their leadership. So as we're wrapping up this year and we stepping into 2027, this is a time when our voices are needed most. And right now there's a lot of noise out there in the marketplace. In fact, we get hit with between 6,000 to 10,000 messages a day. And that's a lot, right? So we're getting hit with so many messages and their marketing messages. And here's the thing, though, is we don't actually have to stand out. We don't have to compete with those messages. If you find what it is that you stand for and what you're uniquely bringing into the world, you are able to really build a clear connection to your audiences, because you don't have to compete with people that way. The goal is to become the trusted voice in your industry. So you're the go-to person. When somebody thinks of you, they're thinking of you as the person that they want to go to. And so as you guys are logging on here, I want to make sure I can see the chat box so I can see this. Good, I can see everybody. If I don't see the chat box as I'm going through this, Jessica, will you wave your hand? Let Jessica know um, that that you're trying to get my attention, and she can interrupt me, or you can unmute yourself and interrupt me as well. I have you guys all muted as you're logging on, but this is meant to be an interactive session, and you guys are going to be doing some work, really looking at how do you build your authority. So I've got all kinds of tools that I'm going to be taking you through. Some of the tools that I take my clients through and have taken my clients through for many years. And you're going to be working on your one message for the world. And then how do you really take that out in a bigger way? So, my goal is that each one of you really becomes the trusted leader in your field and in your industry, and so that you really raise up how clients are coming to you on a regular basis and really leaning into your work, feeling into your work. So to start with, you're going to need a pen and paper. And because I want to give you guys a little bit of time to write on a lot of questions. Eventually, we're going to take some content over into ChatGPT. And so you may want to have your chat open at some point as well. We don't need it yet at this point. But to start with, I want you to just write out on a sheet of paper, it's like, what is the impact you want to create? So I'm going to give you guys a minute to write on that. What's the impact you want to create? And those of you logging on new, I'd love to see your beautiful faces as you're logging on, just because I typically do these in webinars, and I really chose to do this today in a meeting so I could see you and interact and engage with you guys. So thank you, Nancy, for doing that. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sheridan. Hi, Melissa. So nice to see you guys. So nice to see you. Okay. And if you want to drop into the chat box, like, what's the impact you're here to make? Hi, Jolene. Nice to see you. And then as you guys are typing that into the chat, I'm going to go one step further for you, is getting you to think bigger about your impact. How can you expand your impact for yourself? Like, what could you be doing for yourself, for your clients, and for our world? So that's just the next piece of this question for you guys. Yeah, so Kathy has a really good mission. She's here to create a future where no family or property owner or professional is blindsided by meth toxins in their homes. And so she has a very important company that she runs, and an initiative that she runs across the nation on this. Jolene, I want to help women see their worth and invest in both their current selves and future selves. Awesome. Yeah, so you guys keep dropping those in there. And then be thinking about this bigger piece. Like, how are you expanding the impact for yourself, for your clients, for our world? Go ahead and just jot on that a little bit further as well. I want to enhance the lives of people through strategy, financial guidance, and entrepreneurism. I can't say that word today. And want others to succeed to the best of their ability. Awesome, Melissa. Mary is here to help women own the value of their story, their wisdom, and their unique transformation, and give them the courage and tools to share it in a way that creates impact, income, and legacy. Awesome. 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 Okay. So now we're going to move into, as you guys continue to just, if you want to add it more into the chat, that's fine. But I'm going to keep this going because I want to make sure we have space and time to really work on this bigger exercise. I wanted to just plant that seed of getting you thinking about what is the impact that you're here to create. So owning your one message for the world and really igniting the leader who you are. Now, your one message for the world is a tool that I have used for my clients for many, many years. And this helps you become the go-to leader in your space, helps you stand out in your original thinking, your original thought leadership messaging that gets people to stop, think, and act and do different and become the go-to. expert to speak, to podcast, to, all the people are actually reaching out to you saying, I want you on my stage, I want you on my podcast. All of this becomes because you are known for the space that you're in. And so really starting to build your brand in that sort of a way. And so I always ask this question, if the whole world could hear one message from you, what would that be? And it's, what is it that you want to stand for? And that question is a really powerful question. And so I'm going to give you a couple of examples of a one message. A one message is like this quote that somebody says that you know exactly what it is that they stand for. So Brene Brown says you can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot have both. So we know that she stands for bravery and courage, and this is Brene Brown. Gabby Bernstein says, I let go of my need to control and allow the universe to do her thing, is another example of that. Malala says, girls should learn history and make it. So we know that she stands for educating women. So all of these women have, something that they're putting a stake in the ground and what they stand for. Mine is women's wisdom is the medicine our earth needs. Those of you who have been in my world, I know you've heard me say that probably 100 times. But I believe it. I believe it with all of my heart that this is such an important thing. One of my clients, Dana Kirchmar, says, what if we stopped asking girls if they're good at math and instead started asking what problems they would love to solve? Carrie Minton is another one of my clients. When you transform within, so when we start within, you succeed beyond. So that's another great one. When we heal ourselves, we heal our systems. Renelle Dar works with leaders and companies, helping them heal and transform their organization. So she works with leaders to heal themselves first, so that they can heal the systems within companies. So your one message for the world is your opinion. It's memorable and it's repeatable. It's your stake in the ground that you're really putting it out there saying, this is what I want to stand for and the change that I want to lead. And it gets people to stop and think and act and do differently. And that's a big piece of this. It's also conversational. You want to be able to drop this into a conversation. So if you're on a podcast or if you're on a stage or you're having a conversation with somebody, just becomes, you can just drop it in and they say, I want to know more. So like when I say that women's wisdom is the medicine our earth needs on a podcast interview, I almost always get, oh my gosh, tell me more about that. And that's the opening that you want to get into so that people will really start to follow you with that. What it's not is a marketing tagline or positioning statement. And those of us who are marketers, which I'm a marketer, I'm a long time marketer. It's really easy for me to like go into marketing ease language. And so as we're building this, we want to get out of the place of where we're talking about marketing language and positioning language. This is a statement. This is something that you're wanting to change and you want people to think and act and do differently with. It's not a quote from someone else. It's not an inspirational saying. And it's not a common statement that you might hear like, find your purpose, live your life. It's too benign for a one message for the world. And you guys are going to get an opportunity to build your one messages today. So this is the question that we ask is what is it that you want to stand for? And if you have one thing to say to the world, what would it be? That's the common questions that I often take people through. But where we're going to go is I've actually developed a chat bot, but we're going to work first before we dive into a chat bot. You guys are going to work off of a workbook. So, Jessica, if you could drop the workbook into the chat, um, we're going to work with this workbook. And let me get it up on the screen. So, this is the workbook that we're going to be working with. And we're going to take it just a section at a time. So the first exercise, we've got, how many questions? We got one, two, three, four questions. And the reason I put this into a Word document is so that you can actually type it into the document. And you will be able to upload this into a chat bot that I have built that will enable you to, it will help help you more quickly land on a one message for the world. So this has been working pretty good. I've done this a number of times with some clients and with some different groups, and it's working pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to work on this first. And I need to give you a little bit more than that. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to work on these first 2 pages. Um, and you're going to want, don't edit yourself. You're just going to want to write quickly. And I'm going to turn on some nice music for you guys and set a timer for 10 minutes. But just really start to, jump into this document and start typing what first comes up for you. You're going to go through these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to work with that part of it. And I'll just let you go at it. Sounds good? Okay. I'll give you some music to do that. And Jessica, if some other people log on after we get going here, you'll have to drop this one message, this document back into the chat box and just let them know. You'll write directly into the document, Claire, because that way you'll be able to pull that into chat after when we get to that place. About halfway through now. Got about a minute and a half now for this part. Then you're going to scroll down to the third page. Stop this music for a sec. You're going to scroll down to the third page, and what you're going to look for are some repeated themes, any words that you felt emotion with, strong opinions, frustrations you might have, any transformation language. So, what patterns did you notice? And you can complete these statements. I believe, and the world would change if. And we've been taught this, but actually, so these are just prompts for you to work with. So I'm going to just give you just like 5 minutes to do this part of it here, and then we'll go to the next step. Hey, we're going to wrap up now. And so, a couple things. I had you start with writing because I want it to come from you first. I am a big fan of AI when we lead with our wisdom first. If I would have just started throwing you guys into AI and asking the questions out of your AI, you would not get the same results if you're actually writing from your heart. So I'm a big believer in like listening to your heart, doing the writing like this, and then taking it into AI. So what I want you to do now is if you have, you can do it on a separate window if you want, or if you just have one screen, that's fine as well. Um, what you're going to want to do is be logged into ChatGPT. Because if you're logged into ChatGPT, you will have this conversation will be saved. So save your document that you've just done. And what you're going to do is once you are logged in, I want you to go down and grab this prompt right here. Um, where it's if it's so it's on page what is this page? Page 4, I think. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing page numbers. Note to self, I need to add page numbers to this. Um, but it's basically this AI prompt. So you're going to go grab this AI prompt and copy it. And as you copy that, and then you're going to just, hit the little plus button and input and upload that file your um, into your chat. So add this prompt and then add the file. You can cut and paste what you've written, or you can just upload the whole file, whichever is easiest for you. So I'll give you a minute to do that. And as you start to get results back, you can give it feedback. Like this sounds like something I would want to say, or no, this doesn't sound like something I'd want to say. So, really look at it through that lens. As you start to see something that starts to resonate with you, I'd love for you to unmute yourself and just share what's popping up for you. Oh, where is the prompt? Oh, I'm sorry. You need do you need the link? Have you gotten the link? Did Jessica drop that in there? Yeah, she did. So Jessica dropped the chat bot into the chat. So you click on that link that she had. Sorry about that. But she'd already done that. She was a step ahead of me. And the prompt that you put in is in the document that you were just writing in, Tara. So it's here. It's in this document on page 5. Mm. Oh, thank you for grabbing that too, Jessica, for dropping that in. Jessica dropped the prompt in there as well. So who's getting something? Has anybody seen anything? Mary, how about you? Just unmute yourself.
I was just smiling at what it's. Oh, hold on, I got to find all these screens. Bear with me.
Yeah, no, I know. You start getting all the different.
What did
This
it
is where
just say?
multiple screens helps.
Um, what did I just read that was fun? Oh, and the transformation you care about isn't achievement for achievement's sake. It's self-ownership. Knowing yourself deeply enough to trust your desire, honor your experiences, make your own decisions, and fully inhabit the life you're creating.
Okay.
Oh,
I would tell it, make that shorter.
okay.
Tighten it up is what I would tell it.
Okay.
Who else has seen something? Ruth, are you just reading or are you talking to us? You're muted.
There we go. I couldn't get the mute button. um, this one's kind of like, okay, like a stepping stone, and I feel that it's probably going to work more. Oh gosh, where was it? Here. If you keep defining yourself by your past, you deny the potential asking to emerge through you now.
Ooh, that's lovely.
I know, isn't that good?
I like that. Right? So it's got, it's got a dichotomy to it, right? And that's what I like
Mm-hmm.
about it. So that's what you're looking like, and you're and it might even be able to tighten that one up even more a little bit, but
Yeah,
play with it. Keep
yeah.
keep working with that. I like the concept of it for sure. Who else would love to share? Just unmute yourself and share.
It was interesting in reading that. I felt like, all my life I've been working with brevity, but you said something earlier where when you say your message, people want to know more about it.
Right.
And I felt that left inquiry.
Exactly. That's what you're
So,
looking for. That's
yeah.
totally what you're looking for. How about, I'm going to just start calling on a few of you. Nancy McKay, what are you seeing? I know you got all the windows open, so it's finding your unmute.
I got all the windows open.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Now I gotta,
Yeah, you gotta go back there.
now I gotta put it in the chat. Okay, give women their power back and watch the world stop burning.
Ooh, snap, snap. I love that. I totally love that for you.
I
Awesome.
I am fed up.
Yeah.
Fed up.
Yeah. So it's like you find the pieces that light you up, and it's like this becomes something that you can work with, right? Start to build with. And I'm going to show you guys how you build off of these too. So this is not just the in piece, but I like where you're going with this. And knowing you, it fits really well with your brand too, right?
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say good job on that. And and does it do you feel like you really love it?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. And
it's
that's always the test, right? Is like if you're not quite loving it yet, then it's like keep asking a little bit more, right? And
right.
and you can give it feedback on which direction to go. So, but
I feel like I've been circling this for years and I've never
the one
landed
message.
on exactly what it is, but
Yeah.
it's this not that women need a seat at the table, it's deeper than we need a seat at the table. It's that I don't know, it's different than that. It's
Yeah.
for power.
Yeah. And there's a next step beyond this where you start to build off the
Yeah.
messaging off of this. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tara, do you want to unmute yourself and come on screen? That'd be awesome if you wanted to. There you are. Tell us yours.
Yes. So mine is we don't always need more information about how to change. We need greater capacity to hold the experience of changing.
I think the
Uh,
concept's good. I think the concept's really good, and I think it can get tighter, right? Because you want it to be go back to remember the concepts that we want people to, in fact, let me just pull this up. We want it to be short and memorable so that people can repeat it. So I would tighten it a bit. Let me get this off of there.
So like knowing what to do isn't the problem, having the capacity to do it is.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Couch.
Whoops, who's not muted? That's awesome, Tara. I love that. I totally love that where that went. Claire, how about you? Do you want to come on and share?
Hi.
Hi.
Um, so I have a couple things going on as a business owner
Mm-hmm.
and as a nurse practitioner who works with my colleagues, other providers.
Yep.
Um, so a lot of mine is, and it's been 7 years that I've had this clinic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mine is just boundaries, especially because I'm not, a corporate owner and I'm present in the clinic. And I work with the people who I'm managing basically. So just knowing, even though I feel that I'm nice and I'm fair and I try to always make everyone happy, that things that I say and do are what kind of form the culture.
Yeah. I like this when you're the leader, your words aren't just words, they become culture.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I liked that too.
Yeah. The only thing I would say on that, Claire, is that's if you want to be going out and speaking about leadership,
Yeah,
that's a great quote for that. And is that exactly what you want to be known for? And maybe it is. And maybe that's the message you want to be putting out there. It may also be around, given, what you do as you run a med spa, it's like maybe there's a message that's tied to the work as well. So and here's the I call these the one message. You can have, here's a hint, is you can have more than one message.
yeah,
But it's like the core of what you stand for. And so like when you're talking about leadership, if you want to be speaking about leadership, I think this is a brilliant one.
yeah.
So thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah. Heather, corporate dysfunction runs on fear. You don't have to run on it too. Ooh, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. I love that, Heather. Sheridan had your life will keep repeating what your patterns keep producing. Change the pattern and you change what becomes possible. I like this. It's a little bit wordy. You might be able to tighten that one up, Sheridan, but I like where that's going. Um, Ruth, here's another one. Your past deserves acknowledgement. Where'd it go? I lost it somewhere. Your past deserves acknowledgement, not permanent authority. I like that too, Ruth. That's awesome. Mary, your brilliance doesn't need permission, it needs ownership. Snap, snap, right? Very good, very good. So you guys starting to see this. Kathy, protecting what matters most, percolating on the next piece, raising the standard of care, moral compass, etc. So I know this protecting what matters most has been what you've been using, and there may be another level there for you. I like this. Mary, own your story, share your brilliance, change the world one book at a time. So that's starting to get into marketing language, right? And it's so easy to slip there. And so what I would say is when you had this one up here, your brilliance doesn't need permission, it needs ownership. That feels like a one message, and this starts to slip into marketing. So it's really easy to get there. So if I go back to this, this is something you guys can look at this. Is it your opinion? Is it memorable and repeatable? Is it your stake in the ground, or is it a positioning statement? So that's just something to keep in mind. Um, Let me see. Colleen had one here. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to release the stories and patterns that keep you from becoming fully yourself. I like this. I like this. Melissa, stop waiting until you have enough to ask for help. The right help is how you create more of what you need. And you don't need to know everything. You need to learn one thing that changes what you do next. Um, I like this. I think you could tighten it. I think you could totally tighten this. You don't need to know everything. You need to learn one thing that changes what you do next. I actually do really like this one though. I think this is some one that you could take someplace. Um, Jolene, your worth was never measured by your checkbook, but your future is worth investing in. That's good. I like that. And you don't have to feel ready to be worth investing in. You already are. Love that. I think I like this one a little bit more, Jolene, to work with. Sheridan, what repeats in you repeats around you. Ooh, there you go. That's so easy and tight, right? So those are good, guys. These are good. So you get the rhythm of this, right? And are you starting to follow that? So you can keep working with this. You can go deeper on any of those questions. You can keep giving the bot. Now that you have that, as long as you were logged into your chat, this becomes a saved chat and you can just save it, name it your one message for the world, and you can keep coming back to that and working off of that. So, how you guys feeling about that? Good, good, good. Okay, let's go on. And I just want to emphasize again, what you guys did was you started with your own writing, your own work. And then you took it to AI. And that's where AI can be really, I can tell you, I've had clients work, and Nancy hit on this already. She says, I've been trying to do this one message for a long time. And this tool actually helps you get there more quickly. And that's the beauty of this because I've had clients take months and months to land on a one message for the world. And this helps you get there more quickly. And that's the beauty of that. Okay. So, we started with your wisdom. AI came second. That's the you can, and I always say this is another one of my one-liners that I often will say is you can't AI your leadership of thought and you can't outsource your leadership of thought. So it has to start with you first, and then you can tap into AI. So you might take a screenshot of this, what it is and what it's not, so that you can just keep testing this, right? So that you can really test against, is this getting to, is it meeting, am I checking the boxes and all these different things? So, so what do you do with this, right? Once you have a one message for the world, what do you do with it? So you can drop it into what I call a communication message box, and you can put that into the core of at the center of this. And then for each one of these other boxes around the outsides, they become a deeper part of your work that you teach. So oftentimes, it might be like, so for example, I look at mine, women's wisdom is the medicine the earth needs, and I have voice, so how are you building your thought leadership? How are you speaking your client's love language? Those are different things I speak about when it comes to women's wisdom is the medicine our earth needs. We get into visibility. How does that work? So I have like different things that I will put around, the things that I teach, things that I work with. And that's what you want to start to do is build this out. And each one of these might have stories, they might have facts, it might have subtopics. And the beauty of when you start to build this out is like you can build a questions and topics for a podcast one sheet so that when you go on a guest as a podcast, people are like, oh, I need to ask her about, this story, or I need to ask her about, why does one message for the world, or why do you believe in women's wisdom is the medicine the earth needs, right? So like you give people a pathway into your work. So this is a way that you can build out your content strategy from this. And I'm going to give you some tools of the way you can go deeper with this in just a moment. So, this is just a way to do this, right? It's like you have your one message for the world, and then what else do you want people to know about your work? What are the stories? What are the facts? What are the subtopics? What are questions for a podcast host? So just a way to go take that deeper. So we have a new book that we just literally launched this morning. It's not even launched. We took it off of we Jessica did a lot of work on it last night. But this is a document that I'm super, super excited about. We've been running a series called Movement Makers in Action. And Jessica's going to drop this book into the chat box here. And this book is an example of about, I think we have about 17 or 18 women in this that have had a one message for the world and how it's a core part of what they are doing in the world right now. You're not gonna have time to, it's you can go back and read more of it later. At the back of this book actually has the same exercises that we just went through. But the goal of this was really to create stories of women who are really creating a ripple effect in the world. And we were running this in a social media series, and they were just such great stories that we decided to put this into a book. So this book has in fact, I'll just click on it here. I'll show just a quick little example of it. Um, it's got all these stories of all these different women who are doing amazing things, and each one of them has their one message for the world in it and how it ties to the work that they're doing. So it's really for me it's a really was has been a fun project. I'm very proud of it because it's women that I've got to help them build their one message for the world and help them build their businesses. But it's really it's inspirational to see the impact, the ripple effect of what these women are doing in the world. So wanted to share that with you. And we and Jessica worked really hard on this last night. So thank you, Jessica, for all the hard work you did in putting that together. So you have your one message, and here's the thing. Your one message for the world creates 1,000 more conversations. And this is the beauty of it. And it might be on a podcast, it might be on a stage. You get onto a stage. If you go back to that message those four different outside boxes that were there, these ones here might be that become the topics of a talk that you do. It might guide your podcast host to ask you the right questions. It might be something that you write your blog to, like you choose different topics. You want to say, okay, I'm going to focus on this theme for this first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It becomes a platform for you to be able to build out your content strategy throughout the year. So your message creates 1,000 conversations. So that's the beauty of like really landing on this because then you can really open up the door to conversations you're having with prospects and clients and you start to become known as the person that stands, that you put that stake in the ground for. When I know that there are many women, when they hear women's wisdom is the medicine the earth needs, they don't need my name associated with it because I have said it 1,000 times or more, right? People know who has said that. So your message really creates the foundation, and your point of view creates the conversation. And so your one message really reflects what am I here to stand for? And then your point of view takes this one step further is how do I help people see new possibilities with this? This is the core work that you're putting out there. So every story and keynote and newsletter and podcast, all these conversations become another deeper part of your message that you get to take out into the world. So we're going to work on expanding your point of view here. Let me see how many of these I have. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes on this. And it's what do I believe that deserves more attention? You're building on what you've just already built on, right? It's like what patterns do I consistently see? What do I wish more people understood? What has experience taught me? What conversations energize me most, and what ideas keep resurfacing in my work. You can just pick a couple of these questions. You don't need to do all of them. Pick like one or two of them, and maybe not like the patterns we've kind of hit on this one already, but there might be some new ones here that just keeps this thought going. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, which will take us to the top of the hour, and then we'll have just a few more things beyond that. I don't think we'll go a full 90 minutes today, but I know that's we scheduled this for, but I want to keep this, I want to be respectful of your time. So pick a few of these items here and just do a little bit of journaling with it. What I want you guys walking away with is like some ideas that you can be writing about this month. or speaking about or writing about, whichever way. Okay, now I want you to look at what you've just done there and create a list of maybe 5 points of view that naturally grew from what you just talked about. So something that you could write an article about, something that you might want to be speaking about on a podcast. So look for those 5 to 10 points um, off of those statements you just wrote from, and you might also, use these prompts as well if you're not seeing them in the writing that you just did. I believe, I've noticed. I invite people to, one idea I keep returning to is the future I'm helping create is. Those are just some additional prompts for you. So a list of like 5 to 10, but five's good. Okay. So here's an example of some of the ones ideas that I have become known for over the years. Relationship over reach. So I often talk about relationship is more important than reach on social media. Conversations create, sales as leadership, simplify to multiply, forget the funnels, think an ecosystem, speak your client's love language. Our soul work is as important as our strategy in business. Visibility is your fire. Your one message becomes 1,000 conversations. And that one's a fairly new one for me. So these are topics that I write about, talk about, speak about. They show up in my world and they all come right back to the core, my core message of women's wisdom is the medicine our earth needs. There's a thread that always takes it there. So one message isn't meant to stay in just a sentence. It's meant to be really become a body of work. And all of you guys are working with a body of work right now. So this becomes the foundation of your work, right? It's like, and it's like all these roads lead to Rome, right? It's like leading to your core message, but it's what you really become known for in your work. So I want you to choose, you just made that list of all the different points of view that you wanted, that you could explore. I want you to choose one. Choose one that you would like to share this month, maybe in a newsletter, in a LinkedIn post, a podcast interview, a speaking opportunity, in a client conversation. Maybe you want to share it with your clients this month. So really pick one that you'd like to work on and to develop out and circle that one. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. And if you want, if you'll drop it into the chat, what's that conversation you want to lead this month? So Melissa wants to lead that together we can accomplish big things. We can each have a voice without competing. I love it. So there's so many things you could take that to, Melissa. Ruth, awareness allows you to see the patterns. Release allows you to stop living from it. Cool. So you can, there's lots of ways you can do that. I'm going bold, speaking opportunity. Cool. So you're going to take this, Nancy, you're going to take this, I'm going bold as a speaking opportunity. Is that
Oh, sorry.
okay?
I forgot to tell you what I want
Yeah.
to speak
What is
about.
it what do you want to speak about?
Well, I've got a couple of topics. I mean, I have to think about it and I have to go back to my other screen and I can't figure out a way to get there. So, but what I want to do is apply to speak on one of the topics that all of this has generated for me. I'm
Yeah. And that's my goal is that you guys have a whole list of topics you can go build off of now.
Yeah,
You don't have to like, what am I going to write about? You've got a list that you've just created.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Tara is, thanks, Nancy. Tara says, I'm actually hosting my first Wellness Wednesday. I set up the system to get it all going with my topics. I have 6 signups. Awesome. Um, Mary Gooden says, own the room. What changes when you start proving yourself and start trusting yourself? Ooh, I like this. Connecting the right people to the right time. Stories about how um, I've got little things showing up. How one introduction or resource can change someone's path. So these are all fabulous. And then what you do then is you say, okay, I've got this one point of view. I've got this idea that, I've been working on, something I'm noticing, a belief I want to explore. And then you start to say, where do I want to take it, right? So this is where you start to lead, right, with your voice. And because it doesn't do any good to come up with the ideas and then put them aside and don't do anything with them. It's to get out and lead. So Nancy's like, I'm going bold. I'm going to go speak, right? Fabulous. So here's one idea, and you take that one thread that you've just done, and now there's like 5 different rooms you could go take this to, right? You might be to your own audience, your own clients. It might be a newsletter or Substack, might be a social go live on social about it. Might be someone else's audience, a podcast or reaching out to the media. If it's a topic that the media needs to talk to, what a great opportunity to do some PR with it. Speaking, guest articles. It might be going into a room of a work, hosting a room like a workshop or an event or your community. It might be a relationship where with a prospect, somebody you're talking to is like, "Hey, I have this idea. I want to run this past you." Talk to that prospect about it, or a colleague, or a referral partner. It might go into your business. It might become part of your methodology that is a core piece of what you teach. It might be a client experience. It might be something you have in a sales conversation or in an offer. So you can lead with this single idea in multiple rooms. And that's the beauty of this is like once you work on this message, it starts to really build this out, right? So, where will this one idea that you have just defined, where is it going to go in the next 30 days? Choose three rooms. And it can be from any of these ones that we just talked about, or it could be something else. But choose three rooms that idea is going to go to in the next 30 days. And the conversation I'm going to lead next is. So this just gives you an opportunity to just, keep leading this conversation. And when you start leading conversations with unique ideas and with that core message of who you are and not who you are, the core message of the impact that you want to be making and ideas that are new and unique and thought-provoking, that gets you noticed. And that's when people start noticing you amongst all the noise that's out there. They start saying, "Oh my gosh, she's got something really interesting to say. I want to lean in. I want to, tap into what she's teaching. I want to know more." That's where you're wanting to get with this. And that's the beauty of where you take this. So, this is our time as movement makers, my friends. And it's really to turn our wisdom into wealth, our voices into visibility, and our businesses into impact. And this is where, the power of this really starts to come in. So, Ruth, you're attending a conference in Florida, and I've been asked to be on the leadership panel. So there you go. You've got a thread that you can be taking into that. Where else are you guys going to be taking some of these voices? I know Nancy said that she's going to take it to a stage. Where else are you guys going to be taking your messages? Drop those into the chat. And I'd like to invite you to my 12th annual Extraordinary Women Ignite conference that is coming up on November 5th through 7th. Kathy McCarty on this call this is my 12th year of doing it. Kathy has been to this at least 11 times. Ruth Kent, how many times have you been? I know you've been there a lot of times.
I think it's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a must, just so you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And if
Yeah.
you guys right now we're on early bird tickets and that those early bird tickets are through September 15th and I'm going to give you a little hint that if you use the code, oh, that's the wrong code. I want to give you EWC is the code that I want to give you. And that is going to get you another $100 off. So that's extra. That's for eWomen Network. It's EWN. I'm sorry. EWN is the right code. Sorry. I got that wrong. EWN. So standing for eWomen Network because I just wrote that code out and it's there for you guys. It will get you another $100 off the early bird pricing. It's in Colorado. I've hosted this event for 12 years, and it's really an amazing event to be able to be in the room with a lot of the movement makers that I shared with you in that document earlier. It is a space where women can really come together and plan for their new year, but do it in a way where you're building your voice up and putting your message out in bigger ways. So this is my Extraordinary Women Ignite conference. I would love to have you there. And then um, also, if you guys want to take this work deeper after what you've just done, you've got the tools. You've got a lot that you can just keep working with. The beauty of what you've just done in this just a little over 60 minutes, you've just created a whole pipeline of content so that you know that you can keep going to it, and it's going to start really building out your thought leadership. It's building out your authority, and it's what puts your voice out in bigger ways. If you want to go deeper with that, you can grab one of my prosperity audits that I do. I do a few every month, and so um, I actually opened up some space on Friday, I believe is when I've got the spaces open. You can go grab a spot on that if you would like to go deeper in this messaging with me, and I can help you, like, really refine what you've built today, and then how do you really start to take that out in bigger ways. So those are the two ways that, we can do some more fun stuff together. I would love to hear from you because this is a new class that I'm teaching. So I would love to just hear back from you guys, just how this worked for you using this chat bot, because that's also new. And I would love to, just see what's coming up for you and where your messaging went with this. And with that, that's all I've got for you today. Um, I want to say thank you for all for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you guys at Ignite. I'll just drop that back up there. Hopefully we'll see you at Ignite. It's really an amazing event, and I would love to see you guys all there. So thanks all, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Tammy, this was wonderful.
Oh, good. Thanks,
Tammy,
Ruth.
Yeah.
Tammy, I have to so I checked in the call, but this was a great class, a great exercise. Two things. One, will we get access to the slides at anywhere? Is that a possibility? And the other is I have been one of your 12 ignites, and the only reason I missed 12 was because I was out of town. So it's a phenomenal experience, and every single person that's helped me in my world has come from your community. I highly recommend it. So
Thank you so much, Kathy. And yes, I'll see if I can't make the slides available to you guys. Thank you. Bye.